What is going on, everybody? Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate you guys being a part of the post-game show. Another W for the Lakers. Lakers over the Pacers. Let me get Instagram Live here going as well. Thank you for being a part of the show. 124-117 Lakers with another freaking win. And they're doing it this time against the Indiana Pacers. They're doing it at Crypto.com Arena. They're doing it before they get Luka. LeBron took the day off as well. We all know what he was able to do a couple nights ago. Another impressive win. Kind of starting to change, I think, in my mind, and I don't know if Laker fans feel the exact same way. Starting to kind of change what maybe the expectations are for this Lakers team. Whatever we thought those expectations were before, are we just kind of throwing those to the side and saying, all right, let's just watch and kind of see what this team can become. So just let me give everybody a quick idea what we'll do in the post-game show. Obviously here at the arena, game just ended. Not in my usual spot. They got a Kings game tonight. So if I tried staying in my usual spot, 100% I'd have been kicked out. So today I played a little chess. I said, okay, you guys going to set up down there? I'm going to go up one section. So that's where I'm going to be, hopefully out of everybody's way while I get a chance to do the post-game show. Here's what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to talk about in today's game. We're going to spend some time, obviously talking about the performance of Austin Reaves and just what a brilliant performance from him in a nationally televised game. It's so funny. I thought today's game, I was like, well, this isn't going to be that exciting because all the hype was going to be about Luka making his return. And then you find out, nope, Luka probably is going to play on Monday. Okay, well, at least you got LeBron. Nope, LeBron's going to take the day off and come back ready to go on Monday. So I just kind of figured this probably won't have that much energy inside of this building. And I also figured Pacers are a pretty good, they're pretty good squad, pretty good team. So part of me is also kind of thinking in my head is that probably going to be an L by the time the dust settles. I think the Lakers are probably going to lose this game against Indiana. I wasn't expecting them to win. Austin Reaves was just special. Now, there's other guys that I'm going to get into that I think are game changers. I'm going to give a lot of credit to Jackson Hayes, to Jared Vanderbilt, to Gabe Vincent, to Rui Hachimura, to Dorian Finney-Smith. I mean, I could go down the list, but Reaves was truly special tonight. We've had interesting conversations on this channel about Austin Reaves. I've said it, and I'm not going to shy away from things that I've said in the past. When I've had conversations here that Reaves is not an untouchable asset. He's not. That's how I felt about it going into the trade deadline before they traded Anthony Davis. And then even when AD got traded, it was like, okay, well, he's still not an untouchable asset. Maybe you can get a phenomenal player for him. But I also mentioned that if Rob Pelinka decides before the trade deadline, I'm going to roll with this, then okay, let's see what the Lakers end up being. You don't have too many games. Austin Reaves not going to be involved in too many games, certainly not too many games the rest of the season, where they basically say everything is going to run through you. You either go out there and try to get buckets, you try to go out there and get assists, you try to go out there, you determine what this Lakers team is. And that's going to, most likely end up being Luka's decisions moving forward. But at least it gave Austin Reaves tonight, all right, I'm going to do whatever the hell I think I could do. I'll run some screen and rolls. Maybe I'll hit Jackson Hayes on some buckets. Maybe I'll just go out there and just drop on my own 45 points, shoot over 50% from the field, 14 to 26 from the field, 4 and 9 from the three-point line, and 13 of 13 from the free throw line. On top of his 45, Austin Reaves had 7 and 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and, oh, by the way, 3 steals. I don't care about the turnovers. If you got the ball in your hands that often, then you're going to have some turnovers. That's going to happen. That was an incredible performance by Austin Reaves. That's probably one of the best performances we're going to see from Austin Reaves all season. Like I mentioned, here's what's going to happen, hopefully starting on Monday. Luka and LeBron will be back with the Lakers. Mark Williams hopefully will be a part of the Lakers as well. Luka could potentially be making his debut. For the first time, we're going to actually get a chance to see what this Lakers team is after the trade deadline, post the trade deadline. But just appreciate sheer brilliance tonight from Austin Reaves. He was phenomenal. He had this place going crazy. Give him all the credit in the world, not only for, what he was doing on the basketball floor, but the way he was setting up other guys. I was telling somebody, I'm like, yeah, I definitely did not expect this place to have energy on a Saturday afternoon when LeBron and Luka are not playing. And this place was rocking. I'm not BSing anybody. This place was as good as the environment that we had a couple days ago when it was against the Golden State Warriors. And that was with Steph Curry in the house. And that's because of Austin Reaves. 100% because of Austin Reaves. Let me shout out a couple other people in tonight's game this afternoon's game as well. You guys know Jackson Hayes had 9 points, 12 rebounds, a couple of block shots, diving for some loose balls. Loved his energy that he brought. Couple highlight dunks. Okay, let me keep going here. Jared Vanderbilt, 6 rebounds. I'm going to continue to say this. I feel like when he's on the floor, he changes the entire scope of the game. Just instantly changes the scope of the game. Dorian Finney-Smith, 7 points, 6 assists for Dorian Finney-Smith. That's not too likely to see him have 6 dimes. I thought that part was phenomenal. Rui Hachimura, since that game against the Washington Wizards, that was before the trade deadline, I don't know, maybe 5-6 games ago. Let me actually click on here. I want to see what exactly Rui has done over the last 5-6 games or so. I think that's important to point out here. So let me do that. Here's Rui in his last 5 games. 22 against Washington with 4 rebounds. 21 against the New York Knicks. 20 against the Clippers. 11 against the Golden State Warriors. Not too impressive there, but 11. That's fine. Lakers got the W. Who cares? And then 24 this afternoon with 9 rebounds against the Indiana Pacers. Is it just me, or does it also feel like Rui Hachimura has been a little bit of a different player, that his energy is up, his confidence is up? Guys, I don't know. Maybe sometimes the NBA trade deadline could be a benefit, because you're just saying to yourself, his name was in a lot of these trades. Miles Turner, think about some of the different players that they were going to potentially go to, obviously go out there and try and get. And I feel like his name was always coming up. Okay, if his name's coming up, does he kind of reach a point in his career where he says, well, I'm just going to go out there and play. I'm going to play loose. And then you get past the trade deadline. You're not going anywhere. And the Lakers clearly needed him in these last couple of games before Luka gets here, or in this game where Luka and LeBron are not playing. And he's phenomenal as well. So shout out to Rui Hachimura as well. I mentioned Jackson Hayes. I just saw the replay. I got on my laptop here. I got Spectrum Sportsnet. And I got it's kind of interesting to see that Dorian Finney-Smith block that he had. By the way, guys, if you guys see a lot of stuff going on behind me, we got to let these people, they're getting to work, okay? I'm in their way. I'm in their territory. But they're setting up for the Kings game. There's a Kings hockey game tonight, so they're going to be doing what they're doing. So basically, the banner that I had, this is probably going to end up being the Kings pregame show. It started as the Lakers postgame show, and then it's a Kings postgame show. I am the last person on the face of this earth that you want breaking down any hockey games. So just a heads up on that. All right, who else did I miss? Did I miss anybody else that I want to give some love to? Can I say this? Jordan Goodwin, pretty solid game from him too. 10 points, 4 rebounds. Actually got some critical minutes there towards the end. I saw Gabe Vincent on the, on the bench, and Jordan Goodwin looked comfortable out there. He looked like, I'm good. I belong out here. I can make it happen. Trey Jameson, the third, other than his bad foul and then bad technical foul. Nice game for him with some contributions with 8 points. I mean, you want to talk about the Lakers using that they had to try to get a win. No question about it, they did. I tweeted this out, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later as the postgame show goes on. I tweeted this out right after the game, and I genuinely don't think I'm being too dramatic here. Redick should be a coach of the year candidate. Guys, he's got them playing. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. He's got these guys playing incredibly, incredibly hard every single night. And it doesn't matter whether they're playing great, or it doesn't matter whether they got all their guys or they got none of their guys. Before the trade deadline, after the trade deadline, with Anthony Davis, without Anthony Davis. Luka made his debut, not yet. LeBron on the floor, not on the floor. There has been no excuses at all. And JJ Redick deserves a ton of credit. Speaking of JJ, let's listen to his thoughts after the win.
Very much an all hands on deck game for us. I thought our group was very connected on both ends of the floor. I mean, the Pacers require you to exert a lot of effort, and they require you to play hard. And they don't necessarily run a lot of stuff. They run a lot of concepts, and you have to fly around. You have no choice. Thought our Veers were great. Our low man was great. The game plan discipline was great. They scored, but they're a really good basketball team. Held them to 42%, 31% from three. They got 26 points in the paint in the second half, but for us to hold that team to 42 points in the paint, hey, we felt like if we could do that, we could win the game.
I know you spent a lot of time with Austin, since you got the job. What have you seen from him throughout these months, and kind of capping off a 45-point performance today?
Yeah, I think the biggest growth for him has been his leadership. It's something I've challenged him on. It's something he wants. He wants that responsibility. He's accepted it. He's embraced the challenge. I joked with him before the game. I said, did Bron talk to you? He said, yeah, Bron called me last night, told me he's going to be out. I said, we probably need a 38-8 game, from you. And 45-7-7 will do. That'll do. So he played awesome.
JJ, you guys converted Jordan to a two-way contract. He comes in tonight, 10 points, 4 rebounds, plays pretty good defense, is closing for part of that fourth quarter. What did you see from him? And you've talked about wanting South Bay to be an extension of what you guys are doing. And do you feel like that synergy was there with him understanding the playbook and just the concepts and coverages?
Yeah. Goody helped win us the game. Let's be very clear on that. Thought it was big time of him not having played with us, not having practiced with us since the preseason, to be able to play against a Eastern Conference Finals team and make an impact. Not surprised though. He's someone that we've wanted to have up with us. The two ways we've had have all been really good. It hasn't felt right, particularly with him rehabbing a hamstring injury earlier in the season, and then re-injuring his hamstring. So it's been a challenge to get him up, but we felt like the timing was right to do it now. And, to do that after, getting called up on Friday was awesome.
JJ, how was
Let's get a couple
Gabe?
more in here.
It looked like he had some ice on his shoulder. It wasn't available late to you.
So Vando was on a 20-minute restriction, and Gabe was on a 25-minute. We ran them 19:48 and 24:56.
Okay, was that the minutes with the knee? Is that the restriction for Gabe?
Yeah, just his normal minute restriction.
Okay.
Yeah.
The list of players who've had 45-7-7 in this organization are Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Kobe, LeBron, and now Austin. He joked with us the other day, like he doesn't belong in these conversations and stuff like this, but just how important has he been to this team this year, and how important is he going to be for what you guys are doing from here on out?
I think he's been as important as any player on our team. When he was out with his, hip, glute, back from the fall, that sort of locked his body up. It was very noticeable that he was out of the lineup. And sometimes it's noticeable when he's not on the court, when he's just sitting on the bench. I mean, he really gives us a lot of pop. And, for him to play in that game tonight, Siakam's an all-star this year. Halliburton's been an all-star. I felt like he was the best player on the floor tonight, and that says a lot. He showed up in a big-time way.
All right. Stop sharing that. Was unprepared. I thought there was another one coming. They got me. Pump faked me. I got freaking pump faked. Stay on JJ here for a second. I need more time on JJ. Okay. That's actually a tweet right now sent by Dave McMenamin. Lakers are at the 50-game mark of the season. 2 more games left to go, and then we're at the All-Star break. 2 more left against the Utah Jazz. 1 here on Monday, 1 in Utah coming up on Wednesday. Then the All-Star break comes. At the absolute worst, if the Lakers lost 2 games in a row against the Utah Jazz, they would be 10 games over 500. I got a feeling that's not going to happen. But, we'll obviously see what eventually happens. But they also have a chance of being 12 games over 500 or 14 games over 500 if they can wrap up these final two. JJ Redick is in his first year as a head coach in the NBA, and he didn't take over a team that doesn't have a lot of attention and you get time to figure it out. He took over the most unrealistic expectations of a franchise in the NBA in the Los Angeles Lakers. Every year it's like, did you win a chip or not? You didn't win a chip. Oh, that sucks. You should be fired. Frank Vogel won an NBA championship, had nothing to do with trading for Russell Westbrook, and then was out of a job. That's how absurd it is to coach the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay? I would say I think Darvin Ham's a little bit different because I think Darvin Ham, you could say, got to the Western Conference Finals, but probably lost the team in the second year when Anthony Davis, I always reference this. If your star player is like, I don't think he knows what he's doing, then there's a good chance you probably are not going to stick around. That's what JJ Redick took over. And JJ Redick, listen, a lot of people were critical about JJ when he took the job or when he was given the job. I don't blame him. He's never coached in the NBA before. He's never coached at the college level. He was doing a podcast with LeBron James, and he was calling games for ESPN. So people are going to say, I mean, come on, really? Does this guy deserve the job? But he gets the job. And here's where he has the Lakers. I'm going to pop up here because I know a couple people put it in the comments. By the way, I'll get to these comments here in just a second. But I just kind of want to – I don't really spend a lot of time just sitting here and talking about a head coach. Houston lost to the Mavs. Lakers obviously won. He's got them number 4 in the Western Conference and a game away from number 3. Guys, this is as impressive as it can get. I mean, from a head coaching perspective, I think I told you guys right before we went to JJ Redick, I tweeted out he should be a Coach of the Year candidate. I was looking at this during the game as, I thought the game was over, and then it looked like it's not over and everything else. I looked this up. Coach of the Year odds 2025, okay? And again, I'm saying he's just got to be a candidate. Nobody's telling you that he's got to run away with this. It's fine. Kenny Atkinson as the best odds to win Coach of the Year. I get it. I understand it. He's doing a phenomenal job this year. If he wins it for the Cleveland Cavaliers, he deserves it. Ime Udoka is on as one of the candidates as well for the Rockets. They've lost 6 in a row. Let's see what happens with the Houston Rockets. J.B. Bickerstaff of the Pistons. Mark Daigneault of the Thunder. I think I pronounced that wrong. Jamal Mosley of the Magic. Ty Lue of the Clippers. Joe Mazzulla of the Celtics. All these guys are having great years. Great years. JJ Redick isn't on that list. JJ Redick better be on the Coach of the Year list as far as one of the candidates very, very soon. I don't know how often they update these, but think about the expectations for JJ Redick. Braun about to turn 40. Then all of a sudden, you basically flip your entire roster. You got some games that Anthony Davis misses. You flip your roster at the trade deadline. You got all these other guys that are, obviously a part of the team now. They're still winning without a lot of these main players. Okay, you guys tell me if I'm being too dramatic about this. If I told you give me the 3 most impressive wins for the Lakers all season long, these are the 3 that are going to be on my list. Lakers beating the Boston Celtics a couple weeks ago because it's the Boston Celtics. Lakers at the Knicks and doing it without Anthony. Afternoon's game against the Indiana Pacers without AD, without LeBron, without Luka, without Max Christie. Still don't have Mark Williams yet. I think this is one of their top 3 wins of the year all season. JJ's got these boys playing. They're playing. They're playing tough. They're playing hard. There's no excuses, nothing. All right, I talked too long, and I think we're missing some of Reaves. Let's take a listen to Reaves here real quick.
My trainer, Shane, looked at me and was like, well, out or in? And I was like, let's do it. So it's tough, but like I said, once you get out there and start playing, then adrenaline kicks in and you feel better.
I feel like we've had a couple of times about new career highs with you throughout the course of this season. At what point do you know that you have it going?
I think I started the first quarter, made 5 shots in a row. Anytime that happens, it's a good feeling. It's much better than going 4 for 17.
I remember.
But yeah, I think it's just that obviously helps. And then I think it's just the atmosphere that we're creating as a team, the culture. Any timeout, any situation, the guys on the bench, Brian, Luka, Gabe, anybody's over there just telling me to keep going. And that's what I try to do. Just try to go out there and win a game.
This is a couple weeks now where
we'll get one more in here.
Key pieces. Before the trade, AD was out for a handful of games, and you guys figured it out. Luka hasn't played yet. No LeBron tonight. What has it been about the group in general and its toughness that's allowed it to kind of handle adversity in that way?
I think it's just a next man up mentality. We've had a lot of guys, injured, out of the rotation that are key pieces to what we're doing right now. We need everybody to step up and play their role. Without Luka being out there yet, losing AD and Max, like guys are going to have to do more, and it's an opportunity. And I feel like everybody looks at it like that. To go out there and put their imprint on the game. And I spoke about it on the floor with Dredell. It was just, Gabe and Vando bring such a special dynamic to our team, toughness, play the game the right way.
And
Dorian. I
Dorian.
feel like we've missed in the past couple of years. So big shout out to those two guys. And then Goody tonight. Hasn't played at all on this team. And closes the game for us. That's when you got a good player that knows the game, knows how to play the right way.
I know this organization has.
All right, we're going to stop it right there. There's so many comments I want to get into, and I want to spend some time, obviously, getting everybody's thoughts and everything else. So I'll hold off on any more with Austin Reaves. But you heard what he said, right? I was kind of mentioning something similar. No AD, no Max Christie. It's still a trip when he's like, and we haven't got to use Luka yet. It's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean Luka's here? What was it? A week ago today is when the trade went down. But shout out to Austin Reaves. He goes out of his way to mention Gabe, mentioned Vanderbilt, got throw DFS into that rotation as well with what Dorian Finney-Smith, just the toughness that all three of those guys bring. So really, really impressive from that regards. Okay, let's start getting into some of these comments. If you guys can do me a quick favor here, I'm going to give everybody just a quick heads up. If you don't mind subscribing to the channel, I'll give you guys just an exact take right now on where the channel is sitting, okay? Those that are hanging out here. We're at 29,790 subscribers. So we don't need much more to hit that 30,000 plateau. Really, really appreciate everybody's support. This has been phenomenal since I've gone 100% on YouTube. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a lot. So I would love for you guys, if you guys don't mind, to be part of this channel. And if you don't mind subscribing to the channel, we're not that far away from 30,000. So please subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's start taking a look at some of the comments here. See what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Francis, I love our team. It's a simple comment. And I appreciate the super there. But this says something. Let me tell you why. I think there are, sometimes where you watch whatever team it is that you're rooting for, and you're asking yourself, is this an enjoyable watch? If I'm going to spend 2 hours watching, 2.5 hours, if I'm going to go to an arena and pay for parking, pay for merchandise, pay for food, drinks, tickets to the game, am I enjoying the product? And I think the Lakers, I think this is a great example of a team right now that's really easy to root for. Really, really easy to watch them, watch what they're doing, kind of get an opportunity to see that, get an opportunity to see what the potential is of this team. So there's a lot to like right now. And here's the beauty of it. I mean, I don't really even know how to explain this. There's going to come a time where the team's going to obviously be a lot better once Luka arrives for good, along with Mark Williams, and then once LeBron is playing as well. Let's get another one here. AR, thank you for the super, brother. I appreciate it. It's kind of so fascinating to watch this, too. They go from the basketball floor. It's like puzzle pieces. They take them off the hockey rink underneath, and that's crazy. Slee, another W. AR Showtime. Jordan Goodwin, the new menace. I like him a lot. Thanks for the show, boss. Yeah, how about Austin Reaves also went out of his way. He said that he's never, obviously hasn't come up. Here he is joining it, 25 minutes, 4 of 7 from the field, 10 points, 4 rebounds. Phenomenal. You're asking guys that have, obviously no idea what the hell is going on. Can you come up? Can you contribute? And Jordan Goodwin's a great example. AR, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Let's get another one in here. Reaves gets a starter's look first game with Luka, Northbury AS. Okay, let's go back to that. This is actually a great conversation. Whatever the Lakers decide to do, I've made the argument that I'd like to see Reaves come off the bench once Luka is there. Now, listen, this isn't going to help my argument, but I'm not looking at one game. I'm just looking at what's the best for the team. You're already going to have Luka and LeBron that are so ball dominant. Austin Reaves is not going to be able to cook like he cooked tonight, right? He's not going to just have the same opportunities. Now, that's unless that ball is moving with Luka. I had Michael Thompson on the podcast yesterday. So much fun having a conversation with him about the NBA and everything else. And he said when Luka was in Dallas, the one thing he didn't like in watching Luka, the ball doesn't move. Okay, is Luka going to play his same style that he was playing in Dallas? How much of an adjustment is Luka going to play? You also got LeBron now on the floor. I don't think you could play the same exact style. Plus, you got a guy like AR, Austin Reaves. He can get cooking. He could create. He could create for others. Doesn't he have to just create for himself? Are they better off saying, okay, let's take AR out of the starting lineup. Let's put Dorian Finney-Smith there. I'm using Dorian Finney-Smith as an example. You got more of a defensive presence, but still somebody that can hit threes. And then you blitz another team with AR, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes, all coming off the bench. That feels like a good bench too. Be fascinating what they're going to do. I will tell you this, Northborough AS, and I mentioned this in the last game. He will be a starter to start. But I also think that, JJ Redick is smart enough to just say, let me see what I got here. What am I working with here? What's in the best interest of the team and the franchise, short-term, long-term, and I think they'll figure it out from there. All right, let's get some more in here. Jerino Vest, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for sending some dough here. Vando brings so much energy and life to this team. Yeah, that dude's a game changer. There was a moment in that third quarter that I actually thought, Lakers got off to such a bad start in that third quarter. It reminded me a little bit of the Warriors game. And you almost felt like, all right, well, they're not supposed to win this game. Is it just going to play out that way? And then Vando checks in. And I don't know if it was just Vando. I'm sure there was more to it. But a couple putbacks, couple offensive rebounds, just kind of changes the entire scope of the game. I think, when we talk about how long Vando was out for, I still think he's going to need a couple weeks to be the type of player that he could potentially be. But there's not a Laker fan that's watching Lakers basketball since Vando came back and are saying to themselves, I don't like what this guy brings to the table. If I'm correct here, I think they're 7-0 since Vando came back. I thought I saw something like that. No, actually, no, they can't be 7-0. Well, no, maybe they can be 7-0 because 7-0 in the games he's played. Because I think they've lost some games, but the games they lost was when he wasn't there. They've won 11 of their last 13, so that tells you what they've been able to do. Let's see what we got here. Big win, AR crushing it. Lakers officially the 4th seed. Saw that. I'm loving this Lakers team, Brian Ahmed. Brian Ahmed still staying for the Kings game too. Yeah, for those who don't know, they're setting up for the Kings right now. So this might be the one time in the history of the NHL and the NBA that the same person who did the post-game show is going to transition directly into the Kings pre-game show. Let me see here. Kings and the Ducks tonight, obviously. I mean, everybody knows it's Kings and the Ducks tonight. I mean, I was just, I don't want you guys to think that I didn't know that because I'm going to be hosting the pregame show. And Kings, listen, their last 3 games, they beat the Stars, they beat the Canadians, they took on the Hurricanes and handled business there. They're on a 3-game winning streak. There's your Kings pregame talk. Please, nobody ever tune into me if I'm trying to break it down. The media said our defense would suffer without Anthony Davis. Well, it's such a small sample size, so I don't want to get too caught up. I don't want to take anything away from AD. By the way, we're going to talk about the Dallas Mavericks before we get out of here, too, a little bit later in the show. Man, you got the great, and then you got the awful that comes, unfortunately, with Anthony Davis. We'll get into it. We'll talk a little bit about that. I got that in my notes here to get into when we talk about it a little bit later. Get a couple more in here. Gerono Vest, thank you for the super brother. I appreciate you. Northborough AES, DFS has got the defense tight until he got here. It was leaking, team and individual. If he goes to the bench, things might get loose again. Just an FYI. Let me say this about Dorian Finney-Smith, and this is one man's opinion on here. There's times, especially when I'm here at the arena, I really, really enjoy watching specific players. Go watch DFS in a game. That guy is, not only is he everywhere, he's talking a lot to the players. He's hyping up the players. He's phenomenal from a lot of different angles. Let's hear Jackson Hayes. Had a nice afternoon.
We knew we were missing a bunch of guys tonight, so the guys that were in were just like, come on, let's come bring it. Let's bring that energy. Just, go play.
What stands out to you most about a performance like that from Austin?
Bro's a dog. Y'all see it like every night. It was just more on display tonight because we're missing Braun and missing a few other guys. But he's unbelievable. He can do it all.
Win with your hair on fire. A, who coined that phrase tonight? And B, you guys have been playing with your hair on fire defensively for a couple of weeks. How did that come about the past couple of weeks where it's been so consistent?
Shoot, I just said that earlier to her in the interview when she interviewed me before the game. But I just kind of thought of it on the spot. That's what my dad used to always tell me in football. That's what all my coaches used to tell me, just play with your hair on fire. So that's what I do.
Defensively, why has it worked so well the past 12 games?
Communication, everyone flying around, carrying and picking up after each other. If somebody gets beat, somebody else is sliding over and picking up his man, and then recovering's going out and getting the free man. So I just feel like it's been our communication, just our movement.
It was a week ago.
Final one here.
You guys got a good win, and then post-game, it changes the whole scope of the Laker world. Can you sum up kind of the emotions of the last week and kind of where you feel like the team is right now?
It definitely started off real hard. Lost a bunch of our homies. Those are all close friends. In this business, that's the business, but those are still your friends. It's definitely rough at first, but then all the new guys get here and you start meeting the new guys and they're all great guys. And then you start building that chemistry with them. And then the trade deadline ends. And so, this is a team that you got and we're about to rock with. So it's just been good since then. Just trying to pick up and just build that chemistry.
All right, we'll stop right there. I will say this about Jackson Hayes. You don't want him as your starting center, but I got no problem with Jackson Hayes getting some, energy minutes off the bench. It's what he brings. That's kind of what he is. So we'll see. And maybe he's fighting for some minutes with Mark Williams, and maybe it will become a little bit more competitive between the two of those players. We'll see, right? We're still, obviously waiting to see what that's all going to look like, but just nonetheless, he's found a way to be an asset here these last couple of weeks, certainly has. Anthony Davis was missing some time, then he gets traded, and now you're kind of all waiting here. So shout out to him as well. All right. I want to give a quick shout out here to Mitch Potter. He's a new YouTube member, an MVP member. I am putting the link. I'll put the link down there. It's the easiest way to do it. Actually, I did not do that right. I will do that again. For those who do not know, I did start a membership that you could be a part of with this channel. About $3 a month. I'll eventually be throwing on some exclusive content, special emojis that we're working on, the whole thing. But if you just want to support this channel, and this is something that you guys are enjoying the content, and it's something that's within your budget, it would be phenomenal if you can be an MVP member. It would mean the world. So if that's something of interest, I put the link there, and thank you to Mitch for being a member here. Let's get some more here. Let's see what else we got here. Thank you for the super brother. I still do not agree with you that AR can't be our third option if we want to win a ring. I never understood this take from you. Okay, team's completely different. Luka Dončić is now on your team, and he wasn't before. AR is a. I'm gonna be interested to see how his role looks the further we go down with this Luka experiment. Luka's going to be here for, obviously the goal is he's here 7 to 10 years moving forward. It's not that Reaves is not a really, really good player, but when I look at a team like the Boston Celtics and their fourth or fifth best player is Porzingis, I'm using as an example, or Drew Holiday or Derek White. Now you can make a case and look at the Oklahoma City Thunder and say, okay, well, they obviously got some of their main players, but is their third best player better than Austin Reaves? Cleveland Cavaliers, you can go look at guys like, I don't know, go down as far as the list as you want to go. They just got DeAndre Hunter. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell is there. Evan Mobley is there. Jared Allen is there. They got 4 or 5 guys that you can look at and say, hey, any given night, and it's also the role that you're playing for that specific team. The team's going to be different now with Luka, so we'll find out. Let's see. Austin Reaves dropping 45 in a afternoon game without Luka and without LeBron James, incredibly impressive. But those 2 guys are going to come back. So what's the squad going to look like? How is his role going to look when those 2 players are there as well? It'll be fun to find out. Give us a 1-2 Mayweather. I'm more of a Evander Holyfield guy. You know what I mean? Just kind of sitting in the gym, just working on that right hook. Some people say, is that Lennox Lewis? Is that Evander Holyfield? Like how I went to all the heavyweights back in the 90s. NBA championship insight. John, thank you for the super, brother. Sam, thank you for the super as well. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. Let's get some more of these here. Could you imagine if Williams pans out? That's 10-plus years with Luka. I don't know if you guys got a chance to listen to my interview with Michael yesterday, but one of the things I take away most from what he said he's got to drop. He's got to get down to 230. That's what Michael kept saying about Luka. He's got to get down to 230. I think for the longevity of Luka's career as well, I really, really hope. And by the way, whatever those reports were about him being at 270, I don't know what people are talking about. The guy does not look like he's 270 at all. But whatever that weight is, that's the right weight for Luka, just for the longevity of his career. Michael was telling a story, and I've heard the story before. I've actually heard Charles Barkley tell the story. When he first came into the league, Moses Malone basically told him, look, this isn't going to work. You can't be this heavy and try to be the best that you can be. And I think he went from like 270 to 260. And then Moses Malone's like, lose 10 more. 260 to 250. Lose 10 more. Went all the way down to 230. And then Barkley said, nope, this is too small. He goes, all right, then do what you need to do with your body. I think the right size was 240, 245. Luka's got to find, if he wants to play 10-plus years like you're talking about in a Laker jersey, his body is going to be everything. Obviously how he accomplishes that, how he takes his body to the next level is going to be everything. All right, let's take a look at some more of these comments here. What else we got here? Let's see what else we got here. Luka has to be at least 240 or 250. Luka good at 230. I love how we all became his nutritional planner. We became his trainer or something. We'll find out what it is. I think it's going to be such a great transition for him to get a chance to play with LeBron for potentially a couple of years, right? Be with Bron for a couple of years. See how Bron has kind of kept his body. Bron's freaking 40 and he looks like he's 26 body-wise, right? Luka's gets to get exposed to all of that. All right, let me squeeze in a couple questions here, just because we don't get to hear from him often. Here's Gabe Vincent.
He needed everything he did out there tonight on the floor, but we had great contributions. Some guys that may not have been in rotation or may not have played a lot, they stepped up and were huge for us tonight.
He mentioned the word culture and what you guys are building here. How would you best describe the culture right now?
I think we're just trying to build this connection. I think JJ's been mentioning connection throughout the year, and you're starting to really see it, I think, now. And especially when you have key guys that are out. And like I said, we kind of just have a next man up mentality. Guys are kind of there for each other. It builds a lot of trust with one another.
And this game was kind of a extension of that. I mean, that's kind of an illustration of that, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great it was well timed, I guess, to see where we are. It's a good checkpoint to see how we're doing with our foundation of who we are as a team and who we are as an organization at this point. And we went out there and we fought, we played hard, and we came out with a win.
This might be
last one here for Gabe.
Looking at it, but these last handful of games since you guys made the AD Luka trade, he's been over there and like he's seen you guys battle shorthanded. He's seen you guys play this sort of breakneck defensive style, and like I mean. He's going to be out here very soon. How good of a job do you think you guys have done of it, like showing him like this is who we are?
I mean, I think it's been less of showing him who we are and just trying to be who we are, you know, and just trying to be that each day, whether we're playing the Pacers or the Celtics or whoever the case, you know. But I mean, his energy's been great. You know, he obviously hasn't been on the court. I know he's eager to play, playing against him, the competitor that he is. So we're eager to have him out there. We're eager to see what that looks like with us on the floor with him, and try to get some more wins for the Lakers.
All right, we'll stop it right there. That's Gabe Vincent. He's been, you know, I saw a couple people point this out here. Gabe is playing like he owes us money. I appreciate the Gabe interview. I'm with you on that. I was telling somebody today, I was like, listen, he's been so key over these last couple of weeks and really is the player that kind of everybody thought he was going to be. I think with Gabe Vincent, sometimes I don't want to give too much credit because in my head, I'm like, that's what I thought they signed up for was this version of Gabe Vincent. But what I do like about Gabe, every time JJ Redick mentions competitiveness, he mentions, stylistically, how they play the game, how they can impact the game without necessarily scoring. Gabe's name gets brought up too. Like it's not just Dorian Finney-Smith and Jared Vanderbilt. Gabe Vincent gets brought up as well. So something to keep in mind on that front. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Slee, how come you're not one of the interviewers? I'll tell you why. I could go into that locker room right after the game ends, but I want to do the post-game show right after the game ends. And pre-game, I get a chance to, obviously ask questions. That's basically why. More than anything else, it's because I like to do the post-game right after the game ends, obviously get the reaction. And frankly, I'm okay with just playing these interviews and, obviously being a part of it from that perspective. It's a great question, but that's your answer. That's why. All right, let's I want to hit on a couple other things here real quick. Quick shout out here. Jasir White, thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. I appreciate you very much, brother. Anybody wants to be a member, I mentioned I gave the details. You guys can see it over there on YouTube. Okay, let's I want to shift gears here real quick. And I'm going to shift gears here for one reason. See if I got anything here on Instagram that I want to give some love to. Darvin Ham had LeBron and AD at the same time and had a worse record than JJ. Dude is coaching his butt off. That's a good comment there. That's Marte5 on Instagram. Thank you for the comment, buddy. Let's get another one. Crazy, bro. They got the best of AD and the worst all in one game. They're talking about the Mavs game earlier today. Okay, let's spend a few minutes on it. For those who don't know, today was the debut of Anthony Davis in a Dallas Mavericks jersey. Okay. At halftime, Anthony Davis against the Rockets had 24 points, had 13 rebounds, had 5 assists against the Houston Rockets at halftime. It's the first game that he's playing in Dallas. And I'm going to see if there's some more information on the injury. But he was phenomenal. He was great. And then he has a play where he's trying to, it's kind of a pick and roll. He's trying to go back and guard Şengün, and something happens, a lower body injury, and he leaves the game. So Anthony Davis, in his debut, plays 31 minutes, has 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 block shots. He was phenomenal. This is what AD is. I don't think yesterday I'm having the conversation with Michael. Michael's like, everyone's disrespecting Anthony Davis. I'm like, no, I don't think they're disrespecting AD. I think everyone's shocked that a 25-year-old top 3 player in the league just ended up with the Lakers. Anthony Davis in the same game showed you just how brilliant he is and how unfortunately sometimes he just can't be available for you. Now, I'd make the argument, and I was making it. Last year he was available. Clearly this year he's been, for the most part, available, other than, his last injury that he had with the ab injury. He's had some other things, but that held him out a little bit. But for the most part, he's been available. And then here's the Dallas Mavericks. I feel bad for AD. I feel bad for the Mavs, period. I mean, I've said this before. I got nothing but love for Anthony Davis. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think if you kind of pay attention a little bit to, and if somebody has, an update on Anthony Davis's injury, you guys can tell me, but I haven't seen anything, and I've just been too busy, obviously, trying to get this all going. But I feel bad. That's the best way that I can put it. I feel bad. You know who's going to be a baller in the league? Let me tell you who's going to be a baller in the league. Max Christie is going to be a baller in the league. Max Christie today, 33 minutes off the bench, by the way. 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 5 from the three-point line, 9 of 10 from the free throw line, 23 points for Max Christie, who, oh, by the way, ended up hitting a dagger 3 to kind of close out that game against the Rockets. He was phenomenal, just phenomenal. He was really, really good. Okay, let's see what we got here. AD said not serious. Okay, I hope so. All right, he said it's nothing. Great. Perfect. Then at least then you could be, if you're, a Mavs fan or just an AD fan, you could be like, okay, all right, you feel a little bit better for his predicament, his situation. But that's good to know, because I did not know that. If I'm going to be honest with everybody, I just was busy doing this. And then once we got here, or once the Laker game was finished, I'm like, all right, well, I got to keep going with what I'm going with here. But that's really good to hear. That's good to hear. But that kind of, goes back to what I said. It kind of gives you a little bit of everything with Anthony Davis. Phenomenal. That team is going to be good. It's not like they're not going to be good. I think everybody's hoping for, I know the NBA is hoping for Lakers and the Mavs in round 1. I think everybody's hoping for that. Okay, a couple other things to point out here real quick. Next game for the Lakers. Next game for the Lakers is, if you guys remember, 3 games left before the deadline. They had Indiana, Utah, and Utah. And I said, hey, go 2-1. Phenomenal. They won tonight, or they won today. So you got 2 games left against the Utah Jazz. Here's where the Jazz are. They're 12-38. They're 2-8 in their last 10. You handle business coming up on, Monday. It's going to be Luka's debut as a Los Angeles Laker, expected to be. You're expecting LeBron to be here as well. 7:30 tip-off, a late one. You guys know I love 7:30 tip-offs. It's my favorite. Might as well make it 10:30. Let me start the post game at midnight. But that game's coming up on Monday. Imagine what this place is going to be like. Imagine how many eyes are going to be on the Lakers for Luka to make his first game, his debut as a Laker. And, oh, by the way, the team's balling. 31-19. They've won 9 of their last 10. They've won 11 of their last 13. They've won 5 games in a row. They're 4th in the Western Conference. That's the thing I pay attention to most than anything else. Luka's coming. Awesome. Phenomenal. Be exciting. Mark Williams hopefully is playing. Hopefully LeBron's back in the lineup. Hopefully now the Lakers can kind of start figuring out what it's going to look like big picture. I love that they're going to get to see all these guys for at least 2 games, so that by the time you get to the NBA All-Star break, the coaching staff gets to kind of figure out, how are we going to work with this in the final 30 games of the season? But imagine what that environment's going to be at. But to go back what I was saying, the thing I like most about everything that I'm talking about, Lakers are in the thick of the West. In the thick of the West. We're not talking about the play-in tournament. They got a little bit of a cushion there. Not great, but a little bit of a cushion. 4 games in the loss column. And if they could keep, building off what they're doing and building some more momentum, some more of the momentum, it'd be fantastic. All right, let's get a few more comments in here. Let's see what we got here. Mavs still a powerhouse. Mavs are going to be good. Let's see what we got here. Sliwa, save your energy tomorrow during the Super Bowl. Be prepared to go 3 hours Monday after Luka's debut. I'm going to go hard to the hoop tomorrow. No, probably not. Probably not. Super Bowl should be fun tomorrow. Super Bowl should be really fun. Thoughts on Jordan Goodwin? Phenomenal. Fantastic. Just kind of coming in out of nowhere and helping close out the game. Oh, I had questions out there. Why was Gabe Vincent not playing at the end? No injuries, minutes restriction. Gabe was on a minutes restriction. Vando was on a minutes restriction. He kind of stuck to his plan and it didn't cost him a W. And then we all of a sudden got to talk about Jordan Goodwin and what a phenomenal job that he did. All right, let's go. I'm rooting for JJ, but chill a little. No, not going to. I can only assess what I see through this point. That's all I can do. So if Lakers go on a 5-6 game losing streak, then I will talk about that based off of the information that I have. But here's the info that I have on JJ. First-year head coach with the Los Angeles Lakers. They're 31-19, fourth place in the Western Conference. Like, why would you chill? Why wouldn't you just give credit where credit's due right now? Credit's due to JJ Redick. And if down the road things change, then you change your analysis based on new information. But if I chill with JJ now, then why would I not give this man the credit he deserves with winning all these games without Anthony Davis, without Luka, without Max? Like, even if you just look at them over the last 2 weeks, the man deserves a lot. He's got his guys playing tough every single night. I respect it. I got a lot of respect for it. Let's get some more here. Should we get one more of these in here? All right, let's get right here. Slee, give him a fist. Got you. I don't do that anymore. I should bring that back here. I haven't done that in a while. Now I'm like, oh, shit. All right, here's what we got here. Lakers 20-10 in last 30. Go Kings, go. I know. That just shows you how long I've been here now. It's kind of cool. Let me show you guys. Look at them all setting up right now. About to get down there. What do you guys need me to do? Hey, what do you guys need? What's going on down here? Just want to start going down there and be like, no, guys, we're not doing this right. We've talked about this before. Like, what is this clown doing? Kind of cool. Getting a little chilly in here, not going to lie. Got the ice going and everything else. Oh, can you imagine? Let me see something here. Where the hell did that comment just go? I just saw a comment that was pretty funny. Oh, how bad would that be? How bad would that be? I would just say that's icing and it's offsides. I would just say that all the time. And I'm not even sure if the offsides actually is part of hockey. I would just say it's icing. Guys, that's icing. Clearly, that's icing. I just continue to say that. Oh, man. God bless America. All right, let's see what else we got here. Give credit where credit is due and hold people accountable. Okay. I think we're good. I think we kind of got everything we were looking for in this post game. I know for me, this was a big surprise. I was not expecting the Lakers to win this game. I really wasn't. I thought today, I thought it was going to be an L, but Lakers made it happen. Let's get one of these in here. AR, Luka, Braun equals big 3. That's crazy to still see Luka's name on there. Austin Reaves dropping 45 tonight like it was nothing. Today. Stop saying tonight. All right, my people, I think we're good to go. Closing in here on 55 minutes. Man, maybe I put up some more content between now and Monday. Monday seems like a very long time away. So I might kind of get the sense of urgency to try to throw something up. So keep you guys posted on that. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you for being a part of the post-game show. Really appreciate everybody that's been hanging out since I started, obviously going 100%, whether it's the Sliwa show or the post-game show. So thank you very much for doing it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. I'll be back Monday morning at 8 a.m. right here, and then Monday night after Luka's debut as a Los Angeles Lakers. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you on Monday. Thank you, everybody.